Hey Long Beach, it's candidate Tatum here. I am going live from the park. Candidate Tatum still has to do life stuff like take the child to the park. So I'm going live because I wanted to just share some information. One thing that I've committed to doing in this campaign is sharing information with sharing my experience with people so that they know what I'm experiencing as a candidate, so that they learn about some of the processes, also in hope that they know they can see that this is something that they can do themselves if they decide that they want to run for public office. So the one thing that I want to share is regarding an endorsement. So I talked about endorsements before and my thoughts on endorsements. I had several interviews for endorsements. I actually have an interview or panel or something tomorrow for an endorsement, yet I wanted to share a specific one. So I learned yesterday that I was not endorsed by the Carpenters Local 562, and that they are going to go with the incumbent. And the reason why is because he is the incumbent. And that's what organizations do. They choose the incumbent. And it's not always because the person is the best candidate. It's not because they are delivering and they are yielding results and outcomes in the community or even to the constituency in which they serve. It's just because they're an incumbent. So I wanted to, so something that I thought about, first of all, Carpenters Local 562, I think that is like one of the most amazing unions. And I wanted to share some information about that union itself. So again, an endorsement. So why do people get endorsed? Why do candidates get endorsed? Because when you get endorsed, different things come along with that. You get funding, often you get financial contributions. Also, you get volunteers. Unions, specifically like the Carpenters 562 union, they will have their membership come out and walk for the candidate that they've endorsed. So that union is actually part of a larger union, the Western States Regional Council of Carpenters, that has over 90,000 members. The local South Bay Carpenters Local 562, they have around 3,900 members. And so who do they represent? They represent trades that I never heard of that happen to do with carpentry. So a long list of them. I'll drop them in the post so that you can see who they represent. One of their slogans, and I found this online, is Build Long Beach and Beyond. And the reason I mention all of this, because something that came to mind that I was thinking about, and also something else that I read on one of the, I think this is on the larger union, parent union, committed to building careers and influencing policies that drive community wealth. I'm going to read that one more time. This particular union, the larger parent union, Western States Regional Council of Carpenters, one of their mission or vision statements is committed to building careers and influencing policies that drive community wealth. All right, let's bring that in. And this is a thought that I want to share. Not only, it's not about the no endorsement. Yes, and yes, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that I wasn't endorsed. Am I surprised? No. And I'll talk about that on the tail end of this conversation. Carpentry. Carpentry is a trade. Like plumbing is a trade. Electrician is a trade. Masonry is a trade. Those are all trades. Well, in order to be able to, not everyone's going to go to college. So trades are very important. Trades are important because without trades, we can't have buildings and certain things that are put in place in the infrastructure in which we live in. Trades are very important. In a recent survey that came out, I can't tell you what survey, it talks about how less and less people are going to college after high school. So guess what? Hopefully they're selecting a trade. Back to Long Beach. Now this is what one of the reasons why I'm running. In Long Beach Unified, according to the recent data that's come out for 2023, 48.15% of students did not meet or exceed English language standards. That means reading, writing, right? You got to be able to read and write. 48% met or exceeded. That means 52% did not. 48% met or exceeded English standards. Regarding math, 34% met or exceeded standards in math. That means 55.54% of students in the Long Beach Unified for 2023 did not meet or exceed math standards, California math standards. If you look up the skills for carpentry, the very first skill, if you Google it, you can Google it, math skills. Carpenters use basic math skills to calculate accurate measurements. So, current school board member, past school board members, yes, I'm in the park, that's what the screen is all about. These things have happened under their watch. This failure, this 65.54% failure has happened under the watch of our current board of school board members. So going back to the incumbent being selected, under that incumbent's watch, 65.54% of students across Long Beach Unified are not meeting math standards. So I just wanted to share that information because when we think about like what is the scope of things, we talk about public education and the value of public education is how is public education serving us right now? And how does this play out in the political realm? Something that, and I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to say this again later in another commentary. The race that I am in for the Long Beach Unified School District Board is politically charged. And the reason why is because the incumbent that I'm running against is actually wants to be city council member for the 7th District City Council. So political things are being put in place to try to aid and assist the current incumbent school board member to become city council member. That means that their values are not, and commitment is not to our children. And so unfortunately, like I say, Carpenters Union is, I think, the best union. The only reason I interviewed with them is because they're one of the few unions that I believe in. I believe that if I were to have a trade, it would be in carpentry. Measure twice, cut once. I think they didn't do the best measuring this time, but it's all good. Still no love lost. Yet more to come. I still am awaiting another response from another local union for endorsement. I have a couple more endorsements, and as I talked about before, what matters to me most is that my community supports me. What matters to me is that voters believe in me. So if you are a voter, or if you live in Long Beach, let me know that you support me. You can do that. I'm gonna drop a link in later this evening. I will drop a link on my page that says I support Jerlene. If you support Jerlene, let me know that you support Jerlene so that I can list you as a supporter, because it's you that matters the most to me. Also, with the lack of endorsement means that there's a lack of volunteers. So I'm going to need even more volunteers. That means that I'm going to need to raise even more money. So ways that you can support, you can come out and volunteer. That will be in the link that I'll drop later today, as well as you can make a financial contribution. And that link should be found on my page as well. So anyways, Jerlene, candidate Tatum, hashtag Team Tatum, hashtag Jerlene for LBUSD, hashtag Math Matters. And it's time for me to collect my child and get out this park. All right, take care, people.